Hello everybody and welcome to EREBOS Gaming. This is Clash of Clans and this is a specific video showing defences of the Town Hall base design that I've created, the Inner Sanctum. So we're going to start you off with a pretty dumb Balloonian attack, and this defence is to show you how the outer ring of the base works. So as you can see, pretty standard, drop the minions down to take the Town Hall and then the balloons have come down. As you can see from the person placed the balloons too fast, and what that's done is the majority of the balloons, as you can see, are now coming around the outside of the base, and they will continue all the way around that entire circumference. Hence why I've got the mortar on the outside. I do not need 4 mortars in the core because the damage that they do is not enough, because the main troops that will get into the core of the base are most likely going to be the heroes, so you need a bit more DPS in there, hence why the arch towers are in there as well. So as you can see, whilst those balloons are going completely around, they've got nothing else to do, they'll start moving up and they'll get taken out by the arch queen, the bombs that have just sprung, and the Tesla towers that are just about to pop up there. And as you can see, the king and the queen came from the top, pretty low level, but again, the job is done. They didn't get anywhere near pretty much my loot. Let's see what we got. We lost 2 storages. That to me is a successful defense for a farming base. It can be 2-starred, but that's not my focus. My focus is protecting that loot as well as I can, and that was a strong Balloonian attack, maxed out balloons, level 5 minions, and quite a lot of spells as well. That were a Town Hall 10 attack, by the way. Next up we have got a Dragon Hound heal attack. So we've got some pretty strong heroes on this one actually, and again they've dropped the heroes down and they're taking out the Town Hall. That's to be expected. However, what you're going to see here is another poor attempt at executing a dragon attack. Now that is the number one thing. I'll give you a tip here. The number one thing, don't push all your dragons in the same spot. If he pushed those dragons, well, he or she pulled those dragons from the top right after all those things were taken out, those dragons would have pushed into my base nicely and it would have been a hell of a lot of a different battle. But however, as you can see, the dragons that did come in, they've just getting completely wrecked. They managed to get a single storage, and we've got another dragon here which has pulled the CC. They dropped the heal down on the dragon, and we've got the rage on the king as well, triggering that off. But as you can see, the majority of the dragons are going around the outside. And I have no idea why the person placed that heal spell down, because nothing's going to happen, and the reason for dropping those hounds at that late stage, again, completely confused me. But as you can see, they're going towards the air defences, which is fine, and that dragon there is surviving. I think it gets a couple of hits on my Dark Elixir, which it does, yep, and then it gets taken out. As you can see, the minions, the lava hounds are getting absolutely destroyed, and the rest is pretty much said. Rest of dragons just walking around. That one is weak, and it comes in, it gets taken out by the arch towers, and that's why the arch towers are in the core, again, for that extra DPS, that extra damage. Tesla towers give the most single target DPS, and then it's your archer towers. Obviously the expos are pointing up, and that's to ensure that, well, there's 2 reasons actually, to ensure that they don't latch onto golems or giants on the outside, and to take care of the minions. So that was the second successful defense in my opinion, based on protecting them storages. That is probably the most E anyone's taken from me if it weren't from zappers. So let's move on to number 3. So number 3 is a full-on dragon rage attack. Yeah, dragon, 2 heals and a rage with a hero. Again, stupid move with the dragons. I do not understand why people do this. All you need to do to get those dragons to go where you want is to first take out a line, and then they'll go straight into the core. So another bad mistake there. However, a bunch of them did come into this Dark Elixir drill, and if you look at my latest base design, you'll see that that has been tweaked and the drill's been moved down, so they'll follow the outside cycle. I think the reason why people try and air raid me is because I've only got 2 air defences in the middle. However, if you look at the pathing, which is going to occur now, you can see that the dragons are going towards the Tesla tower, then they'll go towards the mortar. As you can see, they've got just a little bit on that, but they'll go around the air defences the majority of the time. That's the idea behind them. And then these dragons have pushed in as well, and the same thing's going to go. I think they get a couple of storages here. I haven't got that much loot, to be honest. I'm protecting my Dark Elixir most importantly at this stage, because that's what's maxed out at the minute, especially with the heroes costing 100k Dark Elixir. It's pretty expensive. So same thing again, that time they got 3 storages, and then you got the 2 dragons on the bottom here, and they're not going to go anywhere, to be honest. They're just going to go around the outside. And that part there, which you see, which is different, that was a anti-wall breaker part pathing. However, the new base design does not have that in, and the rest of the dragons are just going to keep on going all the way around there, and the time is just going to run out. And that's what you want. You don't want, and this outer ring should work as a hog bluff. One of the dragons is pulled over to the right there. Giants, golems, dragons and balloons should all go outside before they even attempt to come in, and you're wasting a minute and a half there. Again, if you're smart and you know how to use dragons properly, this could have been a completely different defense. Yet to be attacked by somebody that actually knows how to use dragons effectively, but there you go. Dragon comes in, gets absolutely wrecked by those Tesla towers, dishing out 87 damage per second, I think, so that's a lot of damage. So number 4, we've got a lot of variety. We've got quite a lot of archers, we've got the balloons, got some wall breakers, giants, king, queen, CC, heals, rages, all sorts of stuff. And this is what the pathing does, by the way, so you'll see here. Look at that. All those wall breakers got sprung apart from there just a bit, but that's the anti-wall breaker defense that I did have set up there. Very easy to do. Basically, wall breakers do not like double walls, and they'll go round them. So there's a nice little tip for you. And you can see the giants, they've gone all the way up to the top, dropped them in the wrong position. Archers are pushing in here, taking out my king, but my dragon's giving some damage as well, slowing them down. That's all about, this is what it's all about, slowing them down. That dragon or balloon, whichever it was, managed to pull my, yeah, it was a balloon, managed to pull my CC by getting into the core, which is something I didn't want. But you can see all the dragons have grouped up there in the wizard tower. That's another design. As you can see, the archers coming down here as well, they're just getting smashed. Only a couple of them have actually got to the storage, but the arch tower's dealing with them. And then we've got the king and queen that have come in with a massive barch, and what you'll see here is the rest of my CC gets pulled out, slowing them down as the Teslas do the damage and the wizard tower does it. They've got a heal spell there as well, but it's just not helping them at all. We've got the queen come in, a shield trigger that giant bomb there, and as you can see, the queen nearly got wiped out and is already had to phase her. So they're taking out one Tesla tower. Again, we've got the mortars kicking in to deal with the archer splash. The queen's been taken down, and I have no idea why the person decided to put a heal down here. It got a couple of hits on the dark elixir, that was it. And there you go, another successful defense in my opinion, because all the loot apart from one storage got taken on that one, and that was a pretty heavy attack. So the 5th and final video that I've got for you is a Town Hall 10 Barch. The reason I showed you this one is because I'm a Town Hall 9, and this is a defense against Town Hall 10 level troops. So we've got max wall breakers, max barch, max giants, and I believe max minions and a level 27 king. We've got a freeze spell, 2 rage, a heal and a lightning, and the CC of course. So again, same pattern comes in, those giants come down and they're going to follow the ring again. Tries to slow them down here with the archers, which nearly works. As you can see, it didn't get there in time, but it's got some more giants, and this is on the new base design, so you'll see the pathing for the giants, and as you can see, that king's come in and is just getting absolutely wrecked, trying to break through those walls, but they've got the minions in the way as well, and more wall breakers are coming in. They get through to the inner wall, freeze it up. The king does hit the dark elixir, he does take it. However, this is a Town Hall 10 attacking me, and as you can see, the king is making quite a lot of short work on there, but we are dealing with him. The giants have been pathed to the right, so we don't need to worry about them. Wizard tower's taking care of them. We've got 3 storages taken and the dark elixir, but I thought I'd show you this to show you that the base is not invulnerable, and against Town Hall 10s you will lose. However, this has been the only, and I mean the only, successful attempt at taking my dark elixir, and I've had this base design for the last 2 weeks, and I've had this base design running for 2 months in total. This is the final phase of it, and that was a Town Hall 10, a very strong barch attack and very good placement of spells, and they only managed 4 storages, but they got all my DE. You can't protect against everything, and that's the reason I showed you it. So hopefully that gave you some tips into the Inner Sanctum. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video.